So the halftime show was just this past couple days, past Sunday, with Bad Bunny. It was awesome. I loved it. Now, could I understand it? No, because I am not a Spanish speaker. I speak English, but I loved it regardless. So it was a stacked lineup full of stuff, like, there was like a lot of party dance songs, like club-based stuff. But then there was also some other stuff like, yeah, more family, like dance celebration type stuff. It was really cool. It started off with Tite Me Pregunto. First of all, if you're a Spanish speaker, I'm so sorry. I'm probably going to butcher some stuff, but I'm just trying to read it the way I can see it. So he starts off with that one. That one, the vibe's right off. Oh, it's dancey. I love it. It's cool. There's stuff like the song Party, E-O-O. Monaco with the little string ensemble. That was amazing. I loved it. That was pretty cool to see in there. And then, about around the middle of it, we get Lady Gaga with Die With A Smile in a salsa rendition, like inspired version of it, and that was awesome. At the same time, we actually saw a real wedding from what I could find. So, from what I could find on TikTok, Instagram, Reddit, etc., is that it was an actual couple that invited Bad Bunny to their wedding. And it basically turned around to be like, you know what, you're going to get married at my halftime show. And that was crazy to see. I will say that was awesome. And then it goes like right into, like right after they do that, right after Lady Gaga does that, the song by Bailey or Bale, it's like B-A-I-L-E, Inolvidable. I think it's like something like Unforgettable Dance or something like that when I read the English translation of it when I was studying all these. Because I did go in blind to this. Only song I really knew was DTMF. And then afterwards, today, I went back through each song and just did an English translation video just to watch it, understand it in my mind. So it's like that one, and then there was one, I think it was like What Happened in Hawaii or What Happened to Hawaii. It's like Lo Que Le Paso a Hawaii or Hawaii with Ricky Martin. If you don't know Ricky Martin, the dude that did Livin' La Vida Loca. Like, that was crazy to see. And then there was also whoever the hell the dude was on the guitar. He kicked ass. That was cool. I don't know if it was a Spanish guitar or a 12-string guitar. It looked like at least a 12-string guitar, but I know there is such thing as a Spanish guitar. I just don't know the differences between them. Dude on the guitar kicked ass. I love it. It was awesome. Then there was a couple songs after that. El Apagón or Apagón. I think it's titled The Blackout if you switch it to English. I don't know. Then Cafe Con Ron. I loved that song. That was cool. And then the finale is DTMF. That was awesome. It was cool. It was a little fun one to walk out to. So yeah, there was a good bit when you go back through and do like an English translation. It seemed like the first half of it, from the first one to Monaco, was more of like the club party-based songs. And then when Lady Gaga came out to the ending, it seemed more of like a celebration, gathering type of stuff. Like more fun gathering vibes than club and party vibes. I would say probably the cafe song and then the Unforgettable Dance song. Those are probably my favorite. They were cool. They were very much happy. I'm not really a club person myself, but I could appreciate a lot of the instrumental within that, especially some of the stuff I noticed. I have a lot of that in my sample library that I use on my own music. So that just shows you that music is the universal language. We all speak the same kind of language in that area. Music. It was awesome to see that. And then there's also a lot of little stuff like, I don't want to call them like Easter eggs, but that's the only thing I could kind of think to say with it. There's a lot more people on social media, TikTok, YouTube, Reddit, Instagram, etc., that are more knowledgeable on Puerto Rican culture, because that's what this was. This was pretty much embrace or just show off Puerto Rican culture. That's what it seemed like from what I saw. So there's a lot more people that are more knowing about that. So I highly recommend you finding someone that actually talks it out and goes through a lot of the stuff, because it definitely was more of like a celebration and appreciation. And I will say, he is a damn good performer. Whether you like his music or not, goddamn, he can perform. And it was really neat at the end. We're gonna get into the backlash and the problem from others with it. But it was really cool at the end because he, I think it was a couple of the only English words he said. One of them was God bless America, and if you don't know, America isn't just the USA. It's North, Central, and then South, if I'm correct. So when he said that, you saw all the flags of the American countries coming out. It's like you had the American flag, the USA flag, you had the Puerto Rican flag, you had a lot of other ones coming in behind it, just waving them around, having a fun time with it, like celebrating the Americas. He was naming off all the countries. That was really damn cool. And then behind him on the billboard, it said, the only thing more powerful than hate is love, and I fully agree with that statement. It's like, obviously there's a lot of divisiveness in the world, and I hate that. I hate that everything is so divided. That's why I like this halftime show. Because regardless of what language you speak, I don't speak Spanish, I speak English. I wish I could speak Spanish as well to understand more music, but I don't. Maybe I'll try to learn more again at a later time, but I could understand the vibes completely just off the music alone. I don't know if that's just a me thing because I deal with music every day. I'm listening to music, I'm producing music, mixing, I'm sampling, all that stuff. I'm very in tune with a lot of music, if that makes sense. But I've also heard a lot of other people say it that way as well. That's why I said the universal language is music, because no matter what you speak, you can listen off of vibes. Now, unfortunately, there was a lot of backlash with this one. I hate that there was, but there was a lot of backlash because people don't like his stances on stuff and don't like a lot of stuff about him. They say, for one, they said he was un-American. He's not an American. Why is he performing at a halftime show? For one, Puerto Rico is part of America. I think it's called like one of the American territories. So there is U.S. citizenship by default. Kind of pairs up by like association, relation, whatever you want to call it. It's like having a cousin. It's like if all the USA states are brother and sister, stuff like Puerto Rico, I'm guessing it would be like a cousin relation, if you want to look at it that way, but still, your family. And if they're saying about un-American, and they're like, oh, it's un-American that the football halftime show performer isn't an American. If we're worried about them being American, then why didn't you have a problem with Rihanna being the halftime show performer, who is from Barbados? Or The Weeknd, who is Canadian? Or Shakira when she performed with J-Lo, and she's Colombian. Or Coldplay, they are British. Or U2, they're Irish. Or the Rolling Stones, I think The Who played it? Did they? I think they did. Paul McCartney. Why did you not have a problem with those non-American artists playing the halftime show, but you got a problem with this one? And a lot of the stuff behind it is obviously people that are very much bigoted. They're like, oh, he's a Spanish speaker. No way. That's a lot of the stuff I've seen online. It's a lot of people that are very bigoted and all that stuff, and I don't like that. That's not okay. They're like, oh, he should speak American, even though American's not a language. They also said at one point, they said he was anti-American. I looked it up on, like, I've seen people talk about it on TikTok and Instagram. And then when I was doing research last night for this, just because there was not a lot of stuff up yet about the Super Bowl, I was trying to find a VOD of it to watch it again, people were asking on Reddit, why are people saying that Bad Bunny's anti-American? I looked it up because I'm just gonna look it up. It's a part of it. Unfortunately, you gotta look up the good and the bad with this shit. And he is not, from what I could find, I will say that, from what I could find, he's not anti-American, but he is very much outspoken about stuff in the world right now. and about, like, politics and government. He is very much outspoken about that. They see that, and they're like, oh, he's anti-American. But I've seen artists on their side say way worse stuff that incites violence, etc., and they call them pro-American blah blah blahs. I don't really like getting into a lot of politics much, just because it sounds stupid saying it overwhelms me, but when you see it all the time, no matter what you're on, it drains you. That's why I try to make more lighthearted videos, more fun videos about music-based stuff or gameplay, because I'm guessing there are other people out there that are also overwhelmed with the state of the world and all right now, and if I can help you distract yourself from that with an interesting video for 10 minutes to an hour long, however long the video is, if I can help you distract you like that, then that's awesome. That's what I like to hear. But if you're on Instagram, you can tell where I stand on stuff with a lot of the stuff going on. I don't want to say it here because I don't want YouTube to take it down just due to keywords, but if you see my stories, if you see my reposts, you know where I stand, and you know how I feel. Regardless, it was awesome. What did you think about the halftime show? What are some of your dream, like, halftime shows? Like, what's one you would be dying to see? I know a lot of people say Metallica and stuff like that. Though, they would be cool. I would say that would be an interesting one. Newer age ones? I think if we put Motionless in White up there, even though they're a bit more on the alternative side, they've blown up mega from when I've seen them last. They would be an amazing halftime show. Suicide Boys would be a cool one. I think that would be just a fun one, get everything out. Honestly, if Frank Zappa was still alive, I think he would have been an amazing one. There's so many I could go through, but regardless, have a great day. Take care.